Time for Wellness Wednesday, and we, of course, bring in our favorite doctor, Dr. Timothy Quinn with Quinn Healthcare. And he joins us today to talk about seeing your medical provider, seeing your doctor, seeing anybody in the medical profession, and feeling comfortable and good about going to the doctor. Dr. Quinn, I don't like going to the doctor. I rarely go because I just don't like it. What are some tips for me to enjoy my time, at least going there, as long as it's nothing serious?
Right. And you talk about enjoying your time. I mean, I'm not going to tell you you're going to enjoy your time. But what I can tell you is going to the doctor at least once a year for a wellness physical exam is so important, because we can have little things that are wrong with us, but we don't really know that it's something that could possibly be deadly. For instance, I had a young person to come in, and they engaged in conversation with me, and they shared that they feel tired a lot and they urinate more than often and had some numbness and tingling. Well, it turns out they had diabetes, and we were able to diagnose them early, get them on treatment, and possibly save them from suffering the consequences of untreated diabetes, which could be blindness or loss of an organ or loss of a limb. So going to the doctor is so important.
Do you think that men or women specifically have a harder time going to the doctor? I mean, we've heard the joke that men don't like to go to the doctor. I'm a part of that.
Right.
Is that true? Do you tend to see men have struggles?
I certainly do. As a man myself, it's so hard to get our men to go to the doctor. Now, one thing that I want to reassure all my men, and also tell the ladies that are watching to share with their husbands or brothers or fathers, if you go to the doctor as a man, if you're 40 years old, you no longer have to get that finger test. Now, men do not want that test. And I have really good news. There's a test called PSA. That's a blood test, and it stands for prostate specific antigen. And it can be very helpful to diagnose if you have prostate cancer. So it's called shared decision making. So if the man does not want that test, he can, the finger test, he can let the doctor know, and the doctor, they can do the blood test. And so many men are so relieved when they hear that information. But I just want to say one more thing about my men. My men are the worst historians. For my men, if you can take your wife with you to the doctor, maybe write down the questions and concerns you have before you get there. But it's so helpful if I have that wife or daughter or some other person with my men, because they don't want to tell us what's going on. So try to bring a liaison with you to the doctor if you can.
Do you tend to find that there's any specific question or specific fear that men or women, either one or both, tend to have? Is there one specific thing that you kind of hear, like, oh, I'm just scared that you're going to find something wrong with me?
Mm-hmm. And that's true. And I hear that a lot. A lot of the patients, they'll say, I don't want to go to the doctor. I don't want to see you no more. I was at Kroger's the other night, and some lady walked up and said, I'm not coming to see you no more because I don't want you to find nothing wrong with me. But what I shared with her was the human body is the most magnificent machine or creation ever. And if something is going on with you, if it's diagnosed early, treatment can be provided, like the person with diabetes, and you can not suffer losing a limb or going blind or kidney failure if you diagnose it early, especially if you have different forms of cancer. So going to the doctor is a very smart move, because what it does is it puts you on the offense of your medical care so you can score a touchdown. You don't want to be on the defense where disease, they can run over you and score a touchdown and take your life. So going to the doctor every year can actually be the difference between life and death.
Dr. Quinn, it's my favorite time of the week, even though sadly sometimes we talk about topics that aren't so fun, but we did hear some good news from you. Luckily, I'm 12 years away from that, so we're good. Dr. Quinn, have a great day.